I am on that. Oopsie. Hello, welcome in. And feel free to chat in the chat. I'm finishing getting stuff set up, but I can definitely see you. My name is Zen. I do have stickers added, and they are free, at least for now. uh, yeah, feel free to say hi. We're just gonna chill for about, what's the exact thing? For 3.5 minutes. It's to give some people some answers to join. Uh, I can turn on some music while we wait. Let's see. And I did get a mic since last week, so it should be so much better. Okay. Okay. Yay for royalty-free music. um, Hi, Simon. Good to see you. You really gotta stop making me those first edits of me on your channel. You're flustering me. Oh, of course not. Oh, we might shift this. Let's see here. Oh, I have it locked. There we go. There we go. Hello to whoever's watching on Twitch, because I see that somebody is. I just don't know who. I'll give it about 10 more seconds. Alright. Hello, welcome in. My name is Zen, and I have a head cold. It's pretty bad. So we're just gonna read until my head decides it hates me. That's that. And I have said head cold. I figured it would be fun to read some creepy stories. Maybe they'll scare my immune system into actually liking me more. So, uh, let's get that started. If I can figure out which one that is. Yeah, well, mix the background for now. That way we can better read chat. Okay. So I got them from a few things. These are, oh, well, you can't see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, I feel like I miscounted. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I have 10. And more evidence that I cannot read. There's so many clips of me not being able to read. All thanks to Simon. Thank you, Simon. Um, so I grabbed them from 3 different ones. I grabbed them from Paranormal Encounters, No Sleep, and Creepy Encounters. And so we're starting off with this one from Creepy Encounters that was posted less than 20. Well, actually, it's probably over 24 hours now because I grabbed these earlier. So, a day ago. Creepy old man tried to ask me out. I'm assuming. Um, so, and I'll still be able to see chat while I'm reading, but I'll add my own stuff and things like that. So I wanted to start off. This itself isn't inherently that creepy, but it is creepy when I realized who he was. Oh, great opening line. I'm in. I'm in here. um, so last week, my sister, 21 female, and I, 21 female, had been returning home from the bar. My sister had had a hard week, and she wanted to get some drinks. We got back at around 7:30, 8 p.m., and had realized we had forgotten to take the trash out before we left, like my mom had asked. I want to note that we were not super drunk. We had 2 drinks, but we also had 8, and it had been a while, so we had started to sober up. I also wanted to say that me and my family live in a low-income, shady area of the city. It is not too bad, but most people who don't live in the city don't really like to come here because it is known to be dangerous. Sorry, I'm fixing my mic gain. Test, test. Is that better? Better enough. Unless you guys tell me. You can tell me if it's not. Um, sorry, I'm rearranging my stuff. Um, that no, because it's known to be dangerous. I'm not saying it's not dangerous because it is, but if you learn how to look out for danger and keep to yourself, it's pretty nice. Anyway, A is we get home and we go to take out the trash as we're passing the laundry room to get to the garbage room. We see this man hanging out there. Technically, no one was supposed to be in the laundry room because it closes at 5, but people always go in there after hours. We take out the trash, everyth's fine. And on our way back, the man in the laundry room is now leaving. He asks if we smoke weed. We tell him no because who knows if he laced it with something. And he said, "Oh, I was just asking because I have a couple cards here that I'm trying to sell." We tell him again that we don't smoke and to have a good day. While I'm going to the front door, he turns around and asks if he can ask me a question. I tell him sure because I'm already in my apartment and keep the door opened enough just so I'm peeking my head out. He then proceeds to ask if I'm single. I didn't quite hear him the first time, so I asked him to repeat it, and he said, "I'm sorry, it's just I was wondering if you were with anyone." I told him yes because I'm not stupid. This man is like 50 years old, and I think he has a daughter around the same age as me. He said, "Sorry, take care," and I shut the door. Me and my sister laughed it off and told our mom, but then I realized that this man knows my friend. He smokes sometimes with her on Friday, so I asked her if she knows who he is, and she tells me this man chased her into an apartment with a machete. Everything escalated so quickly. So, wait. I'm seeing stuff in the comments, but I want to finish reading. Anyways, I haven't seen him since, but my sister has, and he continues to ask her if she smokes because he has stuff in his apartment for her. My sister pointed out that he doesn't know how old we are. We could be minors, and he doesn't seem to have a problem with that. Also, my friend that I mentioned before told most of the guys around the apartment complex that I'm 15 because they keep trying to ask her about me, and she doesn't want them to bother me. Yeah, I don't know if she's also told him that or if he just didn't care. So yeah, it wasn't as creepy as some of the things on here, but knowing that that man has a machete and he also knows where I live makes me a little scared at night. Yeah, that would make me scared too. Um, somebody who said, "Okay, sorry, my mistake." The OP was like, "What?" They were like, "It's him." Imagine that made this way less creepy. It's still terrifying, but still. He's definitely creepy. Chased your friend with a machete? I'd say he's more than creepy. He's dangerous. Please stay safe. Thank you for the concern. I'm sure everything will be alright, but I definitely won't go near the laundry room by myself. Yeah, I would recommend that. Okay. I have plenty of hydration here, so I won't be having to stop due to dehydration anytime soon. If you were here last time I streamed Reddit stories after a story and the comments and whatnot, I'll drink something. Make sure that I'm hydrated. Okay, the next one is also from Creepy Encounters from probably a day to 2 days ago. Uh, um, I, I apologize. Anyway, a uh, stranger walked into my house. Ah! Imagine somebody just walks into your house. And I was like, who are you? Anyway, about 7 years ago, my husband and I decided to move up north to a little rural town. Rural? Rural. It's said so many ways. And began renting a cottage. It was absolutely perfect. The cottage is so cute. The location is amazing. We are a stone's throw from a lake. Egg. I I'm just feeding Simon ammunition. Zen is blind. Uh, I thought that said stores. We're a stone's from a lake, so spending the summers by the beach and during the winter months spend a large amount of time I'm ice fishing. So they're up north. Uh, I am down south, so we don't get ice. But so they're up north. They're one of the border states if they're in the states. Um, uh, when we first moved here, we also quickly became fast friends with the majority of our neighbors, and just overall, I really enjoyed our first few months here. We moved up in March. Now to the creepy stuff. When we first moved in, we noticed all the doors in our house had locks on the outside of each room. The bedroom specifically had a deadbolt. The windows also originally had two add blinds, two of which, the living room and the bedroom, had little cutouts on them. It wasn't until after we moved in and got our stuff placed, did we notice that the cutouts were specifically placed based on where you'd sit in the living room. They'd line up perfectly with our couch and the bedroom, perfectly with the bed. Okay, weird. I would replace those, or ask my landlord to. Um, sounds maybe silly, but the structure of the cottage is pretty specific, and there are not a lot of options to place furniture. I remember my husband saying, "I wonder if the previous tenant did this on purpose to see outside from where he was sitting/laying down." We kind of dismissed it, but it wasn't until a conversation with our new neighbors that we thought, yeah, that was intentional. This cottage has a bunkie in the backyard, so I'm assuming a bunker. Um, One day, once the snow had pretty much melted, we went and out to go clear it out so that we could start using it for storage. We walked in, it was a disaster. Dog fur and waste was everywhere, and it was just a huge mess. This was actually the first day we met our neighbors. They saw us clearing things out and came over to say hello and introduce themselves. They proceeded to share the previous tenant was a nightmare. He was a super controlling man who lived here with his wife and toddler, but they rarely saw the wife and kid. They also shared that he had a little dog, but the dog was never allowed inside, always chained up to the buggy, and that was where it lived. Our neighbors shared that they felt so bad for the treatment of the little dog that they, thank God, ended up stepping in up, and that they actually called services to have him taken from the owner and rehomed. Living angels! They actually also knew the new adopter, so were able to confirm the little dog had a much better life. Okay, alright. Anyways, we shared with them about the locks and the blinds. They didn't seem fazed. They had suspicions that he was abusive to the wife and kid, as they constantly heard the husband screaming and yelling all the time. And when we shared about the locks, they said they wouldn't be surprised if we locked them in the rooms. Super not what you want to hear about your new home. They continued to share that he had had a lot of trouble with the landlords, as well as constantly having people coming and going all the time, and that they got evicted. The reason I say all this is because the previous tenant was clearly up to something and not a good person. When the summertime came, my husband and I, as mentioned, would always go down onto the beach during the weekends. On one particular day, we were getting ready, and husband stepped out to run to the store to get snacks. We had a mud room with a screen door that then leads to the front door. Because he was just stepping out, the screen door was closed, but the front door was wide open. I'll also share that we have two driveways on both sides of the house. While he was gone, I continued packing up our stuff, and I was getting changed into my bathing suit when I heard a car pull up. Thinking it was my husband, I walked out to the living room, driveway 1, and saw a black BMW with tinted windows in the parked outside. I thought it was weird. Who could that be? After a couple minutes, the car moved forward. I went to our bedroom, driveway 2, and saw the car had pulled up to that one. I quickly finished changing and was thinking, did my husband invite a friend over or something? After a couple minutes, the car being parked there was a huge muscular man that I had never seen before stepped out of the car and started charging up the driveway. Okay, all I can see is oh, the audio sucks. I am so sorry. Test. All I can imagine is a big man running full speed. I don't know if you've ever watched My Hero Academia, but I can imagine him running like Tenya Ida to barge right through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man. And while that is a kind of funny way to describe it, that would be absolutely terrifying if that happened. I feel like I should switch my mics. I don't know. We're good for this for now. We'll finish the story at least. Charging up a driveway. I quickly moved to the living room, but he had already gone up our porch, opened the mudroom, and was standing in our living room. When he saw me, he screamed at me in Russian. Okay. I was imagining this was in America. That would be honestly kind of more terrifying if it was in America, because, oh my god, if this isn't in America, it makes a little more sense, but still could be terrifying if you don't speak Russian. I was terrified and started yelling at him to get out of my house. He then switched to English and started demanding to see my husband. We weren't married at the time. I proceeded to yell, get out, and I think he then realized I had no idea what was going on and that maybe he was at the wrong house. This all lasted about 5 minutes, but when it clicked, he apologized and left. What? What? Huh? Oh, it could have been somebody this was, I think, shortly after they moved in, and this was, so it was like 6 months later at most. Unless it was a whole year, but I think they would have specified that. So he could have thought it was the old tenants. But still, oh my god. I was completely shaken up because what the actual fuck? I called my husband, who just happened to be turning onto our street, and was crying, telling him about it. He then pulled into our driveway, and we could see the BMW driving down the road, parking at another house. My husband then said he'd be back in Florida to catch up with the guy. He shouldn't have done it because who knows what this guy could have done, but he did pull up beside him and starts yelling at him, What the fuck? You just walked into my house and terrified my wife. It turns out this man was after the previous tenant. I was right. Because, as per what my husband shared, he owed him a lot of money and was fed up of waiting and coming to collect. The man realized I clearly didn't speak Russian and that the guy I must have moved. He apologized again to my husband for scaring me, to which my husband didn't really care, because why I would just storm into someone's house like that. I wonder what kind of money the guy owed him. Anyways, it was definitely a crazy situation and we were okay, but for the next 2 years, we still live here. We had a couple of other people show up unannounced looking for this guy. I can share those ones too, but they weren't nearly as traumatic as this one. I'm sorry I started reading the comments, but my god, I'd hate that. Wow, you comment one. Should put up a sign outside saying "New tenants." Honestly, it got to a point. OP said, honestly, it got to a point we were close to doing that. He was one of 4 experiences we had. Only one who actually entered the house. Wait, what? Another person? Only one other entered the house. Do tell about the other trespasser, please. How scary. I definitely would get in the habit of keeping doors locked when at home and also making sure landlord changed all locks. Not that I think the old tenant will come back, but given the situation, it would just end more peace of mind. I'm sorry the situation you guys are in. It seems like you really enjoy this cottage and area. I hope these problems slow down, way down to zero soon. OP. Oh, believe me, after this happened, the doors were always locked. And thank you. We did have a couple other situations happen, but that was a few years ago now. Aside from random mail for overdue bills we get from time to time, still we've not had any creepy encounters regarding the previous tenant. Okay, I want to follow this to see if if they update it. Follow post. Yeah, we'll do that. That's an actual thing you can do. Okay, break and then. Oh, this one's a short one. Oh, that actually helps with the mic. Maybe I should leave it down there. No, it's not actually that good. Ba-da-da. It's surprising how kind of shitty this is sounding. Maybe it's just my voice. I think I should just lower it even more. Okay, Good Samaritan or Creepy Weirdo. This one was about 24 hours ago at this point. And it's also from Creepy Encounters. So I got a flat tire on my way home from work and had to find the closest exit somewhere safe before my tire completely ran out of air. For reference, I am a female in my early 30s. Ended up in an empty parking lot at a closed business center, parked facing the main road where I was completely visible to anyone driving by. Called for help, did all the things. Close to sundown at this point, but still light outside. I'm on the phone on the entire time on speaker, and while waiting for AAA to show up, a white Toyota Tacoma truck pulls into the parking lot. Didn't think too much of it at the time, even briefly thought, does AAA send unmarked cars now to put spares on? Briefly, before realizing that was never going to be the case, and I saw on my tracker that help was still 15 minutes away. Anyway, this man in the truck decides not to park in an actual spot, but backs his truck where he's facing me directly, engine on, about 10 yards away. I'm still on the phone the entire time, standing leaning on my driver's side door, which is open, facing the main road with lots of cars going by every second. The man in the truck literally is still here, doesn't try to approach or say anything, maybe because I'm on my phone, and just is hanging out. Honestly, didn't think much of it, but was aware he was there. The part that threw me, as soon as AAA got there, he peeled out so fast and lowered his eyes from behind the visor of his truck to make eye contact with me. That's just when I was like, wait, what the fuck just happened? Creepy or overreacting? Kind of freaked out, to be honest. He could have been okay. Benefit of the doubt, he could have been a good Samaritan, but the fact that he made eye contact with you, I need to know the eye expression because that tells a whole lot. Uh, Sorry, I had to readjust. Let's read the comments because that was so short. Flat tire in an empty lot near dark. I'd be watching every car, 100%. This is creepy. As this one person keeps commenting back, also because on 3 of them they were on the replies. Um. Okay. Okay. Hey, I'm glad I'm not the only one. You need a strap under the front seat. Honestly, on my to-do list. Oh, if it could have, this could have been an alternate account. I think that this looks like an alternate account. I get why you'd question it. I get why you'd question it. A Tacoma pulling in right as it's getting dark feels off, even if he was just checking. Being on speakerphone the whole time was smart, though. Keeps things documented. It's crazy how subconsciously our body is know what to do, even if we don't register. We are in inherent danger at the moment. If you had help coming, I didn't want to interrupt your phone call at first. When you tore off after seeing AAA arrived, makes me think that maybe you dodged a bullet. Glad you're safe. Oh, somebody literally he had just commented. I thought the same thing, but that after 20 minutes, at least when I opened this, but after 20 minutes of just sitting there and them peeling out, bad vibes. Yeah, the length of time without yelling, "You okay over there?" That's the most noticeable. Oh, perhaps he's taking a break too, but one needs not think of reasons not to be wary. Yeah, pulling down the visor might not be sinister depending on where the sunset was coming, but again, one does not have to excuse him. It's not worth wasting time on in the moment. Yeah, very fair. Very fair. Very, very fair. Okay. We might blow through all of these. Especially because some of these are really short. I'll read this one as well. Before my hydration break. Um, strands of hair. This one's paranormal encounters. Oh, wait. How did I enter that one? Wait, sorry. I chose right in the middle of all my opened ones. I'm very confused. Oh well, it's short. Anyway, this one was uploaded a day ago. Oh. Once or twice a week for the last few months, I wake up and find long blonde/white. My daughter says it's blonde, but it looks white to me. Hair wrapped around a piece of my body. It is always 1 or 2 strands of hair. The body parts change, and there is no pattern to it. It has been on one finger, multiple fingers, multiple toes. Oh, sorry. Not the fact that it's just toes in general, but the feeling of something between your toes. Ah. Ay, ay, ay. Arm, ankle, hand. It has also been wrapped around my glasses too. Otherwise, I don't see it anywhere else. I throw the hair in the bathroom trash. My kid, my family, my girlfriend, and I all have black or brown hair. Okay, so this is a guy. No wonder he's not super scared. No one has long blonde or white hair. Older relatives dye their hair to their natural hair color. My daughter, 9 years old, lives with me half the time, but otherwise I live alone. Oh, you don't live with your girlfriend? Uh, it happens both when she stays over and when she doesn't. The only pet I have is a short-haired black cat. I really don't go anywhere other than my office. I work remote, so I go in once or twice a week. Gym, grocery store, see my family. I go to my girlfriend's house. My daughter and I are the only ones that go into my apartment. Oh, the go into your apartment is the weird part. Your girlfriend? You don't invite your girlfriend over? How dare it? Sorry. It's probably an alimony thing with the, well, not alimony, but what's the word that I'm looking for? Uh, Custody thing because of the daughter. Well, if you go to your office once or twice a week, it could, since it's once or twice a week for the last few months, it could be a coworker's, and you just don't notice it. Okay, let's read the comments. Oh, there's only two. A visitor. Ignore it. Ignore it to lessen the presence. Try asking the ghost to make other stuff appear. Preferably expensive stuff. uh, that's great. Okay. Okay, we're coming back up here to no sleep will be the next one. But hydration break. Okay, let's get started on this one. Oh, I held that really close. I'm sorry for your ears. I started a new job last month, and everyone here there thinks I have worked with them for 9 years. Oof, that gives me shivers. Oh wait, I think it's the temperature's dropping outside, and I have my window open right behind me. But still, it gives me shivers. Sorry, I'm looking over at the side thing where they have the stuff for all the communities because I don't use Reddit often and it's just curious. As there is 199,000 people afraid to sleep according to them, and 1.6 thousand awake right now, or at least when I open this. Oh, and this was posted 6 days ago. I missed that part. I'm writing this from my car in the company parking lot. I do not want to go inside. I do not know if I can keep going inside. I need someone to tell me what is happening because I am running out of explanations, and the explanations I have left are getting worse. I started a new job 4 weeks ago. Mid-sized company, marketing department. I went through the normal interview process. 3 rounds. I got the offer email on a Tuesday. I signed the paperwork on a Friday. My start date was the following Monday. I have of the email chain. I have the signed offer letter. I have my the first paycheck. Everything is dated within the last month. On my first day, a woman from accounting hugged me at the coffee machine and said, "Welcome back. We missed you." I assumed she was being friendly to a new hire. I laughed and said thank you. She looked confused and said, "What do you mean new? You have been here since I started." I let it go. People misspeak. First day nerves on both sides. By the end of the first week, I had collected 6 similar incidents. A guy from IT asked me how my dog was doing. I do not have a dog and have never had one. A woman in HR asked me if I was bringing my husband to the company picnic. I am not married. The director of my department referenced a project I led in 2019, 4 years before I knew this company existed. Oh, I just glanced further. Oh, this is terrifying. Uh, I started checking things. I logged into the company directory. There is a photo of me. The photo is mine, but I have never taken it. I'm wearing a shirt I do not own. The hire date listed under my name is January 2017, almost 9 years ago. I went to HR. The woman at the desk pulled up my file. She showed me the new hire paperwork I signed last month. Then she scrolled through and showed me 9 years of performance reviews, salary adjustments, training certifications, and benefit elections. all in my name, all with my signature. The signatures match mine. I have never signed any of it. Please, please tell me this is fake. I like to think that Reddit stories are real. Oh, what? Because why would we go and do that? Besides on the ones that are supposed to be fake. This is terrifying. Please be fake. Please be fake. I'm imagining because as I am almost 22. If this happened to me, I wouldn't have been working age. I would be terrified. Uh, I went to HR. The woman at the desk pulled up my file. She showed me the new. Oh wait, I already did that. Sorry, I'm frazzled. Okay. Uh, okay. Sorry, I'm marking something in my brain to tell someone. Oh, hi. Also, welcome in. Feel free to chat in the chat. I can see it if you do. Uh, um, uh, okay, I am delaying. I'm delaying. I don't want to read more of this. This is terrifying. Okay, I got my mark thing down. I asked her if there was two employees with my name. She checked. There was only one, me. She said, "Honey, did you hit your head or something?" I left HR and went to my desk. My desk has photos on it, three framed photos that were not there at the end of the last week. One of the... I think we did it. Oh, okay. No, oh, it is. Okay, wait. Uh... Oh, well, okay, so it does say, oh, mistake. Okay, so it's has. I'm looking at the Reddit rules for this thing, and all posts must be scary personal experience and must be all. And then it also says original stories is also immersion in and out of character guides. Uh, Terrified. I went to one three that at the end of last week. One is of me at what looks like a company event from years ago. One is of me with two children I have never seen before. One is of me holding a small white dog at a beach I have never visited. The kids in the photo look like they could be mine if I had children. There is something in their faces. I sat at my desk holding the photo for a long time and I could not stop looking at the older one because she has my eyes exactly. That was last Tuesday. Please, just the amnesia, early onset, Alzheimer's, something. Please, this is terrifying. For the rest of last week, I tried to act normal. I did not. I did the work I was actually hired to do. I responded to emails about projects I'm actually assigned, but people kept referencing things I've never done. A coworker asked me if I wanted to grab lunch like we used to. The receptionist asked how my mother was recovering from her surgery. My mother is fine. She has not had any surgery. I have not even spoken to her in 3 weeks since we were in the middle of an argument. Okay, unless you, or literally, unless you're literally about to cut them off, don't keep your mother in silence just because you're in an argument. uh, Give me a moment. I have somebody who's trying to join the stream, and I'm just like, this is the person I had wrote the thing down for. uh, I had no. On Friday, the IT guy stopped by my desk and say, Hey, your old laptop finally died. Want me to pull anything off it before I wipe it? I asked what he meant. He showed me a laptop up in his cart with my name on the label. Service tag dated 2018. He said it had been my work machine until last year when I switched to the one I have now. I asked if I could see what was on it. He plugged it in. The desktop loaded. The wallpaper was a photo of me with the same two children in the framed photo. Oh, the folders on the desktop were organized in a way I would organize them. Browser history was full of websites I read regularly, searches I would actually make, emails open in tabs from a personal address that's not my personal address, but is structured exactly the way I name my emails. Oh, I asked him if I could take the laptop home for the weekend before he wiped it. He said sure. I spent the weekend going through it. There was 9 years of my life on that laptop. Photos with the children, children with the man whose face I have never seen, tax documents, travel itineraries to places I have never been, medical appointments I never had, school emails about parent-teacher conferences for the kids whose names I do not know. Oh, a whole life, detailed, specific, mine in every way that matters, except I have never lived any of it. The man in the photo has a wedding ring. So do I in the photos. I do not have a wedding ring. I have never been married. I checked my hand. There is a faint pale band on my ring finger where a ring would have been. I have not ever worn a ring. I do not know how that mark got there. Okay, definitely amnesia. This has to be a fake story. Oh my god. Or, yeah. Uh, this morning I came in and the receptionist smiled at me and said, "Is your daughter feeling better?" I do not have a daughter. I said, "What did you say?" She looked at me and her smile faded. She said, "Your daughter, the little one?" He said, "Yesterday she had a fever. I do not remember talking to her yesterday. I do not have a daughter." I went back to my desk. The framed photo of the two children is still there. The younger one is maybe 6 years old. She has my eyes. I have been looking at that photo for an hour and I cannot stop because something in my chest hurts when I look at her, and I do not understand why it hurts because I have never met this child. I checked my phone. There are no contacts I do not recognize, no photos of children, no messages from anyone calling me mom. My personal email is the same email I've had for years. Nothing about I have nothing in it about a family. But on my work laptop, the one and I just got at this job 4 weeks ago, the calendar has an entry for tonight at 6 p.m. Says pick up Maddie from dance. Maddie is the name of the older child in the photo. I did not put that entry in my calendar. I'm sitting in the parking lot writing this because I do not know what happens if I go back in. I do not know what happens if I leave. The receptionist has my supposed daughter's name. The HR system has 9 years worth of paperwork. The other people remember a version of me that has been here since 2017. They are not lying, I can tell. They believe everything they're telling me. The only person in this building who thinks I'm new here is me. I keep going back to the framed photo on my desk. The older one, Maddie, she has my eyes, and there is a small chip in her front tooth. The same chip I have on my front tooth when I fell off a swing when I was 7. I do not know what to do. I do not know who to call. My family looks like I'm having a breakdown. I cannot tell my actual friends because they only know the version of my life I am living. And there's another version of my life sitting on a laptop in my passenger seat and a child somewhere who has my chipped tooth and someone and is okay. You can't inherit chipped teeth. This is definitely AI or something like that. And someone's is going to expect me to pick her up from dance class in 3 hours. I'm going to drive home now. I'm not going back into that building today. If anyone has ever experienced anything like this, please tell me what you did. I do not know if I'm being inserted into someone else's life or if someone else has been removed from mine. And I do not know which would be worse. I just want to know who took the photos. Someone took them, someone framed them, and put them on my desk. That person knows what is happening here. I need to find them before tonight at 6 p.m. because I cannot stop thinking about a child I have never met waiting outside a dance studio for someone who isn't coming. Oh, and it's locked, so I couldn't even comment if I tried. Bro, the first comment, bro, they're just pranking you, bud. Do you know how the new hire hazing can be rough? I think you are you, but slipped into a different plane where your life is different. I wonder if you if the other you is still around or if you swapped places. Are you sure your friends and family will still know the you that you remember? I guess you'll have to pick up Maddie at 6 and see. Before you got up any higher, you could be dissociating. How do you know the older one's named Maddie at the reception? And it has my supposed daughter's name. Maybe this is like the island situation. You are the spare body parts, and the original was too sick to live. So your entire body was needed. But the memory transplant didn't work. You believe you are the original autonomous you. But in reality, you are an insurance policy with sentience. Ooh, terrifying. That gave me shivers. I'm gonna have to take my break for that. Uh, also, hi, welcome in if you're just joining in. All the numbers still look the same, but you can. It could have switched out, so feel free to say hi in the chat. I can see it. That was heavy, man. Okay, that was a nice longer one to add cushions, so we should be good on time for me to just finish the last 5. Okay. Another no sleep. And the person who posted this was a 2023 December winner of something. I'm guessing it means that they've had a very spooky story before. So I'm excited about this. Okay. And also, a scary title. Let's see. I responded to an ad called Sitter Wanted. They meant it literally, and I'm not going to be stupid and break the only rule. This sounds like a good 2-sentence horror story. I think we're good there. I've done babysitting jobs before. A quick way to make some cash without working too much. When I saw the ad on some forum, the high pay attracted me immediately. Sitter Wanted. Friday night from midnight to 4 a.m. I liked that the hours were fixed in the offer so I wouldn't wait too much for the parents to come home and end up staying longer than we initially agreed on. Some parents were fucking scammers, man, always promising to come home earlier than they did, refusing to pay me for the extra time. The ad was simple, but mentioned nothing about the kids. I called the number mentioned, and upon being asked about the children, and the voice on the other end went silent. There is no children, ma'am. I just want you to sit on this chest for a while. What do you mean? I mean, sit on it for 4 hours so the thing inside cannot come out. Do you believe in demons? Do you believe in demons? What? I so can't wait till I can get a VTuber model so you can actually see my facial expressions, because holy shit. Maybe I need to get my friend Simon to drop on me a new, another PNG thing just for shocked. Um, Sorry, I had to. No, not really. Even better, I was cursed a while ago, and I keep getting chests or boxes in the mail since. If I open them, there's nothing inside, but if they're not locked, something weird comes out of them at night. That is how my last boyfriend went missing. Oh, this sounds like the I don't remember what it was called, but there was this both this game and this uh a short or horror thing on YouTube called uh the box, I think. Okay, I'll look it up after this, and maybe we can react to that. But holy shit, that sounds like that. That I do not believe in that. I didn't believe in that, and woke up one day to find the chest opened and empty, and him gone. I really don't know what else to tell you, because that's all I know. I'll just mail the package to you. You don't even have to come to my house. You can literally mail it back in the morning. You won't have to sit on it every night, just when I'm going out and can't sit on it myself. I honestly thought it was a little funny. We met in some park, and she showed me the chest. I inspected it, opened it. It was empty. Turned it around to look for hidden cameras, mics, anything that might be shady. It was a simple wooden chest with nothing to show and nothing to hide. I took it home. I sat on it shortly before midnight on my phone. I was a little curious, but I wasn't going to fuck around. I would sit on it from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. for the $200. $200? Man, where's this listing in my area? I'll sit on anything for $200. Oh, and it might try to trick you. Your phone might ring or doorbell, anything like that, just to make you get it up. Don't listen. Sure, easiest $200 I ever made. I sat down on the wooden lid and watched reels on my phone. The chest was oddly warm, and at some point around 1 a.m. I could feel a murmur inside. It vibrated slightly. It was a little exciting, I won't lie. Around 2 a.m. I heard a knock from inside the chest. I turned off my phone. Had I imagined it, it didn't come again, but it still made me feel uneasy. I was beginning to doze off, so I played some bullshit game on my phone to remain awake. At around 3:44 a.m., I got a text from the woman posting the ad asking me if anything strange happened. No, it was fine. Okay, well, you can get up now. I wanted to wait till 4 a.m. hit, just to be sure. I did well, because the next day, the owner of the chest claimed to have not sent any text at all. Sure enough, I checked, and the text I supposedly gotten that night was gone. Had I hallucinated it? Wow, it had tried to trick me to get up early. Smart. Oh, terrifying. Hang on. We're gonna watch that thing after this. Give me a second. Over the next 5 months, I sat, not babysat, 15 other times. The woman explained that sometimes she got another chest in the mail, and that's how she knew she could throw the old one away. If she tried to throw it away before, it just kept getting mailed back to her house. Else I had to sit on shoe boxes, closed baskets, a little uncomfortable. Oh, once a sealed suitcase that made a wet, shifting sound whenever I adjusted my weight. The freakiest experience I had was around gig 7 or 8, and I heard a loud thud upstairs. I live alone, and it was roughly 2 a.m., but I couldn't investigate for obvious reasons. Just sat there and waited for 4 a.m. to come so I could finally see what was going on. Nothing was out of place when I checked. Nothing out of the ordinary. Another time I heard my cat meowing from inside the box. Well, Sam, I remembered thinking, if you're really in there, you can wait for another hour. You won't die. After the time was up, I opened up to find nothing inside. See, I became immune to the tricks. Nothing would make me get up. Something truly demonic was going on, something I couldn't explain, but was smart enough not to disobey. She redirected the last package to me, so I got a delivery. Inside of the package was a tiny chest box with weird paintings on the side, the kind that opens into a board. Inside I found some chess pieces. The king and the queens had sinister faces painted on them, and their eyes freaked me out so much that I shoved them back inside and closed the lid. It's getting creative, I remember thinking. Its size allowed me to sit on it while in bed, so the effort was practically non-existent. I took it upstairs and got to work. Around 2 a.m., my doorbell rang, and nothing out of the ordinary. It rang, and then I heard desperate bangs on the door, then silence, then footsteps downstairs. I knew it was trying to trick me, but it was still freaky and odd. Thump, thump, thump up the stairs. I was glad I'd closed my bedroom door. It somehow made me feel safer, even if I knew that the real threat was inside the chest box I was sitting on. The steps stopped in the hallway. In the silence, I could ache out breathing, harsh breathing. I don't know why, but it sounded like someone trying to contain their excitement. Jesus. Calm down. The threat is not real. It will not hurt you as long as you sit down. The sound of fingers tapping against my bedroom door. Blood was pounding in my ears, my chest hollow. Every breath felt felt like pushing a boulder up a hill. May 4 a.m. come faster, for the love of God. My doorknob turned, but the door didn't open. It was one of the worst hallucinations I'd ever had. The footsteps moved downstairs in a way that reminded me of a weird, demented waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Fuck me. I began breathing heavily. Yeah, I called the woman. Hey, this might just be the last gig because it just is getting a little too real. What do you mean? Something is waltzing downstairs, man. They were right at my bedroom door. I know this is all a hallucination, but it fucks with my head a little too much. I'll finish this gig, and then I'm afraid you'll have to find someone else. I'm really sorry to hear that. Okay, then. Well, you have another hour to go. Yeah, you having fun at the party? Yeah, but you can still call me if you're freaked out. Just don't get up, please, no matter what. And it's not an uncomfortable position since I'm literally laying on bed right now, sort of. A pause. Oh, so you're laying on bed? In a bed? Yeah, the rhythm downstairs increases, but how? You put it on your bed? I mean, it's a chest box. It's small. Oh, another pause. What do you mean it's a chest box? Came a choked out question. That's what you fucking sent me. No. Oh, I sent you a cardboard box. Well, that was the package. You can't just send out a chest box. The service wraps it up. No, it was the cardboard box with nothing inside. It was small, but definitely not a chest box. I don't know what you found inside, but I sent it empty. When did I ever send you a real thing in another bigger package? Please, for the love of God, please tell me you didn't fall for it. The blood rushes to my cheeks. The waltzing downstairs continues, mockingly, loud and proud. You can't mail a chest box by itself. I responded, suddenly uneasy. We're not supposed to receive this chest box. What the fuck? Please tell me you didn't leave the cardboard box unattended. It was the packaging. I replied on the verge of tears. No, 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 no. She was almost hysterical. The waltzing downstairs stopped. I remembered the cardboard box that came in the mail. It was roughly the size of the chest box inside. Every single thing I'd sat on before had been empty. I was suddenly unsure what I'd been sitting on for the past 3 hours. What if I'd hallucinated that the real box contained another one inside? If this had never happened before, what if I was truly sitting on nothing now? A long teasing whistle broke the silence. I suddenly got the urge to lock my bedroom door. If I had left the real box unattended downstairs. Shit, or was it a trick? Did I hallucinate? Eighth call, is it trying to make me get up? Time's almost up, but now I can hear someone going up the stairs. What do I do? What do I do? More shivers. uh, uh, comments. The demon probably just wants us to play a game. Don't deny it, it's fun. And girl needs to send us pictures of the boxes so we can Google ones. That shit. My first question is, what fucking party is going through between midnight and 4 a.m.? The kind that end with you being the receptionist of cursed demon boxes? OP. I mean, she is pretty young, so it makes sense for her to want to go out from time to time without having to stay in and sit on a box. Where did it say what age she is? She's old enough to own a house and hire a sitter for 4 hours. Yeah. So I like this comment. The chess box is the real box you're supposed to be sitting on. It's tricking you. It can't run tricks in the daytime. You saw the chess box inside the bigger cardboard box during the daytime. The phone call says the chess box was never there. You cannot trust what you hear between 1 and 4 a.m. You heard about the chess box not being real at 3 a.m. You saw the chess box during the daytime, hence the chess box is real. The off chance it could be that both had to be sat on. Like, you had to sit on that cardboard box while containing the chess box, which is why the hallucinations are stronger, but it cannot touch you because you're still sitting on one piece of the thing, the chess box. That was my first thought, that the demon or box could not be a rascal in the daytime, so it wouldn't have been able to swap boxes until nighttime. So all the other boxes were empty during the day. Neither cardboard or box nor a chess box were empty. Yeah. Here. Let me go and find the video I was talking about. Other side of the box. It's by Alter, or rather well known company. Copyright. Uh, let's see if I can figure out how to do this. Browser. Uh,
I love how much I can bundle and save on insurance at Liberty Bibbity.
And I love that you love how much you can
Oh.
bundle and save.
I love that you love it.
I love that you love that I love that you love to bundle and save.
Only pay for what
Oh,
you need.
crap. Is it working here? No?
This is Lovable,
That's
the
it.
AI app builder that turns ideas into reality. From small side projects to enterprise tools, from consumer apps to platforms that scale, built in minutes.
This is the video I was talking about.
You're cutting that broccoli awfully short, you know?
You just keep your eyes on the sauce, sister. I got the broccoli under control.
Sister?
No,
Nice.
yeah, you better believe I am not to be trifled with.
Well, God damn it, that broccoli is not to be trifled with either.
Oh, hey, the sauce, you cannot let it burn. Recipe says stirring constantly. I swear.
I swear, if any of those 2-inch broccoli end up on my plate, you're getting it. I have to deal with a disappointing 2 inches enough as it is.
You
I forgot about
are
that clip.
bad. Oh, that's why I like you, I guess. I mean, all 2 inches of me anyway.
Oh, God. Well, it's not a bad 2, I guess. Maybe 2.5?
Do I hear 3?
You're getting me wet.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
No, Jesus, you're getting me wet.
All right, I'll get the door. You save the sauce. Oh, shit.
That guy is so creepy.
It's Sean.
What is he doing here?
I don't know.
Oh, I really don't want to see him right now.
I got it. Hey, Sean? Long time, man. Good to see you.
Hey, Ben, this is a bad time.
No, I was just, no. Yeah, sorry, do you want to come in?
Yeah, sure, that'd be great, thanks.
Girlfriend said she didn't want to see you. You invite him inside.
Your
Good
mom told me where you were at.
Oh. Oh.
This is a nice place.
Oh, thanks, yeah. Where are you at now?
Same place.
Oh, cool.
I'm really sorry everything went down before.
Oh, no, you know, it's water under the bridge.
Is she here?
Oh, no, she's at her parents' house right now. She's decorating.
Oh. Great. Look, I just want to give you this.
He's so cheerful.
Sean, you... can I get you a drink or something?
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Are you okay?
Yeah, yes. Can you just do me a favor, though?
Yeah, of course.
Can you open it?
Yeah, of course, man. Let's
He's passing on.
Let's open it.
No, no, open the box first. The card will make sense after.
Sorry. Reading the card is the customary thing. I was trained right.
I don't get it. Is
They
it
have
supposed
to
to...
get like Banta Black actors
Sean? I'm
specifically for
sorry.
this. That's amazing.
I'm sorry, I gotta go.
What happened?
He left.
What's that?
A box.
Well, no shit. Ben? Ben. Ben!
I need something.
What? Well, that's odd.
No kidding.
Don't. He gave this to you?
Yeah. There was a card.
Dear Ben, I'm sorry about everything before and everything now, but I had to give it to someone. I don't have it all figured out, but I know it can't move while you're watching. Whatever you do, don't take your eyes off of it. It wants you to look away.
Creepy guy.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? I'm calling Sean.
Hey, this is Sean. Leave a message.
Sean, hey, it's Ben. Look, I don't know what this thing is that you gave me here, but, call me back. Now.
Why is it looking at you like that?
I don't know.
What do you think it wants?
I don't know.
Call him again.
For you to look away.
Hey, this is Sean. Leave a message.
What do you think it
I
wants?
said I don't know.
Oh, I got an ad in the middle of that. Man, I really should have just put it on one of my browsers instead of an in-thing browser. How long is it saying this ad's for? It doesn't. Is this a game? Looks like it's a game. If it's a game, do you guys want me to play this? Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, it's honestly not, it's a good thing, but I want you to go watch it for yourself. So, I'll leave the rest for you guys to go look it up for yourself. It's, the other side of the box on YouTube. Anyway, We have 4 or more stories. Another no sleep. This one's from almost a month ago. Uh, um, okay. I taught my dog to use talking buttons. What she told me terrified me. Yeah, my dog, Cookie, is a high-energy papillon mix. Oh, I need to go look that up. What is a papillon? One of my lifetime goals is to own one of every kind of dog, so... So, okay. Looks like this. Okay. That's our context. Mix with big furry ears and tufts of long fur. And when I first adopted her, I almost returned her because of the first 3 days she wouldn't stop crying. Now, of course, she is my baby. One thing that helped a lot with her energy levels and constant boredom was the buttons. I'm sure you've seen them, those buttons you record your voice on. It's that dogs can press to say things like food, or play, or outside. Some people even train their cats with them. Cookie is up to 20 buttons. Sometimes she'll hit nonsense sequences, of course, and she seems to think ouch is a reaction to surprise. Also, I'm not sure if she grasps the emotions mad, sad, and love you. Though on days when I'm curled up on my sofa crying from stress at work and she hits love you, of course I want to believe she knows what it means. Even if she doesn't, it still makes me feel better. But even though she's imperfect in talking with her paws, Cookie is well trained and intentional, at least with most of her tangible wants outside of at least with her most tangible wants like outside and food. Although I must admit it's annoying to be woken up in the middle of the night with demands for food, food, food. Anyway, one night I was woken up by the sound of my recorded voice from the living room. Stranger! This was followed by the pattering of Cookie's little paws, followed by stranger, outside. I admit my heart skipped a beat. I lay in bed, huddled under the blankets, reluctant to get up and investigate. For a long while, holding my breath, I lay there in silence. I listened to the dog's footsteps meander around the main room. Finally, she pressed food a few times before coming back to the bedroom and curling up in her bed by the nightstand. In the morning, I checked around outside, but found no traces of anything unusual. I also did a Google search and laughed when I realized how many people have been spooked by their pets pressing stranger. I also creeped myself out with the story in the Daily Mirror of a woman whose dog pressed cold stranger. According to the article, the woman was spooked by her dog's warning of this cold stranger in the corner of her living room. But in my case, Cookie wasn't warning me of any ghosts. One morning she hit stranger before running to the door and growling. This was the correct usage of the button, as a UPS driver was outside. When the doorbell rang, she actually barked, something she rarely does. Her hackles raised, tail down, and ears flat. Had to apologize to the driver as I accepted the package, and Cookie kept grumbling, low and deep in her throat. I told her go away, and she skulked off. Behind me somewhere, I heard the for stranger again. Sorry, I told the driver, who was laughing. She doesn't like strange men. She sounds smart, then. Do those buttons actually work? He was intrigued. Outside. Yes, she seems to know them pretty well. So, food. Mad. Sometimes she presses them kind of randomly, too, I admit. Okay, well, she sounds mad and like she wants food. Have a good day. I don't know what Cookie's history was before being adopted, but she's always been leery of men, at least until they've bribed her with her favorite thing, food. In any case, later that afternoon she pressed stranger again, and when I looked outside, there was a turkey in our front yard, and that's when it struck me. The other night, Cookie must have seen a raccoon or some other animal that was a stranger to her. But then came the incident that made me rethink everything. I'd just come back from a visit with my parents, and as soon as Cookie and I walked inside, her shackles raised. I was unloading bags when I heard, "Stranger, home." Oh, that's a terrifying thought. Oh, hi. Hi. I'm sorry. I was being terrified. Scary stories, yeah. Uh, I recommend going back once I'm done streaming to like 35 minutes because that story was creepy. Eh. And everything else since has been terrifying. And, this an ice well, I can't read anymore. This sent a crawl of icy fingers up my spine. Cookie wasn't growling or barking, but she was unusually alert. "Stranger, where?" I asked. When Cookie just looked at me, I repeated myself. She looked around the room, then she trotted off to wander through the kitchen, came back and went down the hall to the bedroom, came back to me and wandered up to the buttons. Smell. God, the chills I felt then. Did this mean there were lingering smell of some stranger? Could it have been a strange animal, a squirrel that got in through the window maybe, or the smell of something I brought in from outside? I went walking around the house. No signs of forced entry, though I do keep a key under a flower pot that anyone with half a brain and determination to break in could potentially find. It's a safe neighborhood, so I hadn't thought much of it. Now, though, I removed the key and decided I'd get a lockbox for the front door instead. And after I found a footprint in the damp soil below the window, I also decided to install cameras. As Cookie, meanwhile, had calmed down, and when I came back inside, I found her camped beside the food button. But the real reason I swear by these buttons and how beneficial they can be is because what happened the next week. I was out doing some gardening and heard my name called by Greg, my supervisor at work. He was out jogging, and we struck up a conversation. He asked if he could have some water, and I let him in for a drink. And as usual, Cookie was growling, tail tucked and ears back, just like with the delivery driver. Told her to go away, and she backed off, though wouldn't stop giving Greg the stink eye. Stink eye. He had made himself at home in the armchair by the TV area, and was marking on what a nice place I have, and asking, "Is it just you here?" when I heard my record voice from the living room. Stranger smell. Now the fact that Greg had appeared on my street, casually jogging up the sidewalk, well, it had sent up some red flags. He'd always been a little creepy as a supervisor, not enough to go bring a complaint forward or anything, but enough I had felt awkward about seeing him on my street. So when Cookie pressed the buttons and saying she smelled a stranger, it sent my pulse racing. Could this be the same stranger she smelled on the day I found the footprint outside the window? I told Greg I had to take her out for a quick body break, and while outside I phoned a friend and asked them to pretend it was an emergency. I came back in with my friend shouting loudly on my phone for Greg to overhear, and told him something had came up and I had to run. We both went outside, and I walked up and got into my car and waited until he was gone before I went back inside my house. I checked the cameras, wondering if I'd find any evidence of him snooping around my house, but there was nothing. I assumed that my fears had been overblown, that maybe I'd freaked out at Greg unfairly, and that Cookie had pressed those buttons because she didn't like men. But 2 days later, the cameras caught him. On a Saturday afternoon, when my car was gone, and I was obviously not home, Greg came strolling up my sidewalk. He looked around, seemingly trying to act casual, and then he went right to the potted plant, where he lifted, searching for the key. I felt nauseated watching the footage, and glad that I had trusted my gut and Cookie's warnings about the bad vibes I was getting from him. I arranged to have the locks changed and the security system installed, informed my neighbors to be on the lookout. I did some extra button practice with Cookie to make sure she'd alert me if necessary. When I informed my boss, Greg was immediately let go. He sent me some expletive-filled threatening emails and messages accusing me of ruining his life before I blocked him and filed a restraining order. That was all weeks ago. But the reason I'm writing about this now is because yesterday, Cookie hit the stranger button again. Of all the buttons, that one always gets a reaction from me. I immediately got up and asked her, "Stranger, where?" She turned in a circle and whined and pressed home. That sent my pulse through the roof. I checked all through the house. No signs of intrusion, nothing on camera either. My fluttering heart slowed. "No, stranger," she told her. She sulked and wandered away. She was out of sorts the rest of the evening. Then today she hit the button again. "Mad," she pushed, and then "stranger, mad." It was nonsensical. I found myself trying to piece together the meaning so many other owners do when their dogs use buttons in a way that doesn't make sense. Was she calling me a stranger because I hadn't given her enough treats or pets lately? Then don't be a stranger? But I knew that was a huge stretch. Was she saying she was mad because I didn't listen to her about the stranger? Maybe, but there was no stranger. I checked everywhere, including the cameras. And then, because that button in particular always gets me extra freaked out, I looked up Greg, just to make sure he hadn't resumed stalking me. Went on his socials, where it was clear from his recent posts he held a grudge. He'd made a bunch of rants blaming me for his life spiraling ever since his job loss. Other posts claimed he had nothing left to live for, but the part that chilled me to the core, I found his obit. He ended his life 2 days ago. Ooh. Stranger be mad. He be mad. Good Cookie. Do you think the ghost now haunts your house, or was she trying to say that he's finally home, dead? The fact that the dog hit mad along with stranger and Greg's post blame OP for ruining his life makes me think she's definitely haunted by Greg's vengeful ghost. This is one of the scariest stories I've read. What could you do now, I wonder? I'm glad you handled everything so intelligently before, but now I don't know. Your dog is amazing, too. Smart Cookie. Smart Cookie is one smart cookie. That's terrifying. Yeah, Greg is very scary. I think we need to lighten the mood. Give me a moment. We have 3 more stories, but I think we need to cheer up a bit. Greg is always there. He is always there. You're gonna be silly. Cheering up the mood. Oh, I'm mad that did something on my phone. Sorry. That changed something on my phone that I had been keeping open. Oh well, we needed that. I think we need some hot chocolate after this. Oh, they just keep getting spookier. Maybe the last 3 will be nicer, besides the demonic entity that also is being shown. Okay, so I have 3 more, and then we'll call it quits for the night. Alright. Hey, this is the next one from Paranormal. Oh, we might do one more than that because this is a very short one. We'll hunt one down together and decide what we want to watch at that time. Or well, listen to, read, whatever. Ooh, excuse me. So this one was from a day ago on Paranormal Encounters. I'm effing scared. I was just in my kitchen doing some exercise until my eyes kept going back to the dark room where I could literally see a head silhouette. I just brushed it off initially, but I got chills and kept looking back at it. I went back to my room because as I was scared. Then I heard a woman crying from my kitchen with the sound of plates clashing against each other. Ran to the kitchen to investigate. There was no one. Comments. And this reminded me of a sister-in-law when she first moved into her house. A month or so after she moved in, and she heard her cupboards opening and closing. She lived alone with her young son. Oh, I forget sister-in-law can mean like your husband's sister. Not your, or, brother, or his wife. That's what I was trying to say. Um, she went into the kitchen to investigate, and all the cupboards were open. I'm not sure if this was the same night or not, but in her basement there was a piano left by the people before her. She woke up to hearing the piano. It wasn't playing an actual song, but it sounded like multiple keys being hit at once. But when a kid plays, when a kid plays with a piano. Why were you exercising in your kitchen? Because the kitchen has a shit ton of area. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, okay. Never mind. This is a block of text, and it says technically to ignore them. And I think. Oh, okay. I'm sorry if my reading of this is shit. Um. Demonic entity, perhaps possession, after consuming weed/laced weed. Hello guys, so 3 days ago I smoked some scary weed with my... What makes weed scary? I mean, if you don't know where you got the source. Some scary weed with my girlfriend where we thought we kept seeing people get in the corner of our eyes, which has happened before with this weed from this one particular dealer. This is such a block of text. This is like how I type half the time. However, that time it was a bit more intense for me, and I did not even smoke that much. Anyways, we went home and did our usual routine, and I zoned out and maybe fell asleep at 3 a.m. I woke up to myself chanting under my breath in another language and was confused because I just woke up. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? So I stopped myself. How many this? Okay, so this was today at some point. Anyway, it wasn't technically 2 hours ago because I found these earlier. um, I stopped myself. However, I looked over at my girlfriend and she was sitting straight up dead, still staring at me with blank expression, still chanting in that creepy language and voice. She looked very uncanny and her eyes looked black. Anyways, anyways, sorry, but yeah, it's a vocal stim. I felt an incredibly dark and evil presence that I have never felt in my life, and I jumped out of bed, screaming at the top of my lungs. It was a kind of horrifying horror movie scream. I have never screamed like that in my life. I woke up the whole house, and my girlfriend looked back to normal, and she looked very scared and shaken. Her dad and wait, you're living with your girlfriend and parents? But my immersion keeps being broken. Her dad and her mother came into the room and asking what happened, and as I had woken up the whole house, and I couldn't explain what happened. Every time I tried to think about telling them what happened, I would feel a pressure in my throat stopping me, and I would have to take a deep breath for the pressure to go away. So I just told them it was all a nightmare except for my girlfriend. I told her I cannot talk about it because my body doesn't let me. The whole rest of the night, her face kept morphing. She didn't feel real or like her, and sometimes when her face would morph, I would have a sort of scared, violent outburst when I felt like I was close to hurting her, and she broke down in tears. She was very scared for me. We laid down on the couch, and I didn't sleep the whole night. Even now, I have insomnia. I wait till the sun comes up before I fall asleep. When morning came, I felt better, and I told her what I saw. However, I still felt chills and goosebumps and a pressure on my throat whenever I talked about it. Even now, I'm feeling chills typing it. The day after, people's faces would still morph a little bit, and they would feel fake, even in my mother. It was incredibly scary because I know entities cannot touch us because of the rules in place. They can only trick us and scare us. However, what's scary to me is that I do not know what I chanted. Maybe I could have chanted something that allowed it to take over me, like permission of sorts. Anyways, can somebody help me get rid of this feeling and tell me any similar experiences? I also have sleep paralysis a week before or that, and yesterday some shoebox at the top of her wardrobe fell down at midnight, which scared us. During the day, I feel fine. However, at night, the chills and thoughts about it come back, and it worries me. Thank you for listening to my trauma, guys. I'm not the best writer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to laugh at your trauma, but it is kind of funny. Weed can sometimes make you paranoid. Stop using that weed and try a different one. No, that's the basic information. However, weed doesn't make you scream uncontrollably and have violent outbursts and eyes watery all night. Thinking irrationally, it could. Maybe it might be laced with something. Change dealers get different weed. This all started happening because you smoked weed, right? Yeah, okay. So we got one more. And it's short. Alright. I heard a muffled voice counting to 6, but I was alone. Paranormal encounters as well. We might do one more. We'll see. Yesterday I was showering before getting to bed. It was past midnight. I was with the door closed with my cat in the bathroom. My family was asleep already. Deep silence, except that I heard a rumbling-like sound, low and muffled. It seemed to be beyond the door, like somewhere in the ground floor of the house. Imagine that you cover your mouth with your hand. Yes, why not try, and force your throat into a really low voice, like a distorted bass. I heard it, but more like a quiet whisper. A really slow-paced whisper. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think by that I started twitching my eyebrows in confusion. 5, 6. I expected 7 to come, but there was nothing. And the sound seemed to emerge with my cat snoring, almost like to trick me, like it stopped up to make me think it was my pet, and I was hearing things because I was tired. And it was late. I pulled the curtain, and he was totally chill in the toilet. The cat seemed to sense those things, right? Why was your cat in the toilet? I guess that's a real shitty cat. I am a psychic, my mother too. This week has been hell, from nightmares and waking up in the middle of the night, to loud bangs and occasional footsteps, to falling asleep with the feeling of gentle fingers caressing my hair. I cannot say I was surprised, but this is the first time I've heard someone, and I know I didn't make that up. But why was it counting to 6? Like, from all the things I could have heard, that was weird. Does the number 6 have any meaning? What do y'all think? Should I be worried with all of this? Talk to your mom and see what she thinks. She'll know your home better than us. My suggestion for haunted places is to try to change the air in the area, because the air might act as a medium for paranormal activity. Can you explain what they open up the windows? You tell us. You're the psychic. I mean, this was a much more lighthearted one than the ones that were in the middle. We kind of made an arc. The first ones were super scary. They were kind of creepy, but not super scary. Then we had the scary ones, and then it went back off to lighthearted ones, the ones that made no sense last time, and the fact of they have a cat in the toilet. Think of the cat in the toilet, you'll be fine. I forgot to make my thing bigger after I showed a video, because I showed a video. I don't know, should we do one more? Should we hunt down one more together? One more, okay. So should we grab it from the paranormal, the no sleep, or the creepy encounters? No sleep had the scarier ones that I read earlier. Not a no sleep one, got it. Let's go for just creepy, because creepy is the real life ones. We'll reload the page. Creeps at bookstore. Strange man at grocery store asked for my number for a job interview. Actually, I kind of want to do that one because I've had that happen, kind of. He started to chat out with me and was like, "Oh, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna open the tattoo shop for my." And I was like, "Oh, cool, yeah, let me know," kind of thing. Here, wait, sorry, I'm opening it in a new tab so I don't lose that. Oh, shit, wait, I want that outside of the taskbar. That thing. There we go. The way that we have to rearrange things. Okay. Strange man at so creepy encounters about 5 days ago. Strange man at grocery store asked for my number for a job interview. Today something happened that left me feeling really uneasy. My mom dropped me off at a grocery store after the gym so I could pick up a few things while she went to get my younger sister. My phone was dead, so I couldn't really check anything or contact anyone. While I was in the produce section and trying to find decent bananas, they were all green. An older man walked up to me. He was dressed in a light blue suit and had dark hair. That's honestly all I remember. He asked if I had applied to work at the store. I said yes without really thinking because I actually did apply there recently. I'd been trying to get a job for a while, so I didn't question it right away. Then he asked for my name and phone number so he could reach out to schedule an interview. I gave it to him, and he just walked away. He never told me his name or position or anything. Right after that, my mom showed up earlier than expected. I told her what happened, and she immediately got upset and said that sounded real sketchy. We asked cashiers if they knew anything about a man hiring like that, and they seemed confused and said it was odd. When we got home, I called the store and explained everything. The employee on the phone told me they don't hire like that and said she would check the cameras. Now I feel really uncomfortable and kind of stupid for giving my number to a random guy. Has anything like this ever happened to anyone else? Yeah, you kind of just... yeah, I'm sorry, that... I'm being a jackass. Oh, where was your warning signals, man? We had a whole discussion. It was a nice older man. I was waiting for the food, and nothing's happened because of it. It was people around. It made more sense, but come on. That dude was 100% sketchy, though. Real hiring people don't just wander produce aisles asking random customers members like that. Yeah, he didn't even really ask. I just went and I got I was just like, here, wait, hey, no, when you finally get that opened. He showed me all these pictures and whatnot. I had evidence he was at least a decent person. There's not much they can do with your name and phone number, so don't worry about that part. Call the store again and see what they say about the footage. If they don't recognize him, you can report him as some sketchy weirdo for the cops to have on their radar. If he calls after that, let him know you've given his description to the police, have the camera footage from the store, and now you have his phone number as well, which you will pass on to the police. You might save someone's life if they can grab this creep. Thank you so much for reassuring me, and I will do just that. No problem, for sure. I'm sure you've learned a valuable lesson too. Don't beat yourself up. It happens to literally everyone. And that there are professional manipulators out there trying to scam or worse. Just be a little more discerning in the future. Okay, sorry to be a downer, but this is completely false. All you need is a name and phone number, and all your info is online. It doesn't matter if you're a minor or not. And if you don't pop up, then your relatives will, or people you live with that may or may not have been family. Please be cautious in the future. That does happen. You can do that. Google each one and see what all comes up. You can do that. The green bananas detail killed me. You're literally just trying to shop normally and this happens. Dodged a bullet at walking away. Made a mistake. Get your number changed and know better for the future. This is so creepy. I think the creepier part is the comments here, man. Anyway, I think that should be it for tonight. My voice is getting a little rough, and we have sufficiently scared at least some people. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I will see you guys on the next stream. Bye, lovelies.